A parent's greatest gift is not a thing at all. It's their children. Stoka knows that nothing can ever come close to the gift of a child, so they make products to nurture, support, and celebrate them for years to come. Curate your baby registry with award-winning products such as the Trip Trap High Chair, the Oval Sleepy Crib, and the iconic Explory Stroller. These products can be used from birth and as your child grows and develops. Stoka products are beautiful and built with safety and sustainability at the forefront, providing parents peace of mind and support for their children. To learn more, visit Stoka.com. You can use the promo code REGISTER with Stoka at checkout for a free cushion with any high chair purchase. That's STOKKE.com, promo code REGISTER with Stoka. Here we grow.
The last thing you want to hear while listening to your favorite podcast is another gimmicky ad. NJM feels the same way. It's why they provide award-winning service without the use of mascots or repetitive jingles. And when you upgrade to NJM, you could even save on your auto insurance. Better service and possible savings? Sounds like a win-win. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM. Visit njm.com/podcast for a quote to see how much you could save on your auto insurance.
Welcome to the Hypothalamic Amenorrhea podcast. I'm Dani Sheriff, your host, certified fertility awareness practitioner, functional nutrition counselor, and founder of the HA Society, and of course, an HA recovery coach who has walked where you currently are walking. This is the place to come if you care about getting your period regularly. This podcast aims to educate, inform, and keep you motivated on your period and HA recovery track. So let's dive in. But last thing, nothing on the show should be taken as medical advice, so please seek the advice of your physician.
All right. Listen up. If you are listening to this right now, you're hearing my voice in your ears in this very second. The Holistic HA Practitioner Certification is open for enrollment right now. Yes. So if you're feeling the call to work with women with amenorrhea, to get their periods back, to help them get pregnant, optimize their fertility, this is the course for you. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Dani, this is a podcast for people with amenorrhea. True. This certification is not going to be for all of you. This certification is going to be for those of you who really feel that call, that the call that I had, the call that Ashley had, to make a change and fill the gap that the healthcare practitioners, the nutrition coaches, the health coaches, the fitness coaches haven't been able to do for us. So if you are a health practitioner, if you are a fitness instructor, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or if you aspire to work with women with amenorrhea in the way that we do, then you are the person that this is for. And it really takes a lot of the time people who have been through it to come out the other side and help the others go through it too, right? So if that happens to be you, maybe you're a few cycles in, maybe you are recovered, or maybe you're on your journey, but you can already tell, like, yeah, this is the change that I want to make, then yeah, the Holistic HA Practitioner Certification is for you. Or maybe you know the healthcare practitioner in your circle who needs this information, or the personal trainer or the nutritionist in your sphere that needs this information. Pass the link on it. Not only are you going to have these skills and the tools that you need to actually feel confident as a coach and confident to go out there and actually help women and make a difference, but you're going to have the credentials too. This is an accredited course with the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine. And Ashley and I are so excited to be launching the very first cohort of this. This means it's the best time to join the certification because you're going to get in the ground level. And the first 48 hours, we're doing the early bird pricing. You're going to want to get in on this. Do not delay. Check it out. thehasociety.com/certification. The Holistic HA Practitioner Certification is going to be awesome. And we cannot wait to work directly with you to make you the best HA coach that you can be. See you there. Good morning, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I'm Dani. I'm a certified functional nutrition counselor, board certified, and fertility awareness practitioner, talking to you today about your fertility and why it's time to take it seriously. So one of the interesting things that we come across in our practice as people who focus almost solely on hypothalamic amenorrhea is this interesting paradigm of like, I really care about my missing period, but I don't care enough to do something about it. So hear me out. If you have found yourself aware of what's going on, but stalling and having a difficult time actually taking significant action that's going to make a significant change, that is a really strong indicator to us that you're in a limbo spot where there's not something really clear and obvious to you that is important for you and driving you towards working on actually recovering. So we are hired often to help people get their period back because they have a really specific goal in mind. Oftentimes it's pregnancy. They really want to get pregnant and they think that we can help. Absolutely true. When someone wants to get their cycle back just for the sake of all of the health benefits of getting their cycle back, those people hire us less often. Those people, I was one of those people where I embarked on my journey of recovery well before I was looking to get pregnant. I knew I wanted pregnancy to be an option for me, so it was a huge driver, and I think that is the reality for a lot of people. So even though you may not be trying to get pregnant right now, it's a goal for you in a year, it's a goal for you in 2 years, even 6 months. But until it's like right now, you know, a lot of people struggle to take action and make change. So that's absolutely not everyone. I have worked with many women who we worked together, we recovered years ago, and they still aren't pregnant. So there's definitely that group of people. And then there's the ones who want to get pregnant, and then there's the ones who want to recover, but because they don't really like want to get pregnant or they don't experience symptoms right now, they're happy to push recovery off. Are you pushing recovery off? So this is a really interesting one. This is a huge psychological barrier because you know wholeheartedly that getting your cycle back is beneficial. You know all of the health benefits. You've listened to all the podcasts, watched all the videos, and it's just that it would be really nice if you could get your cycle back without having to make any kind of significant change. Like, it would be really nice to recover and not have to like do anything much different, or still be able to hold on to your fitness community or the weight, the number on the scale that you're most comfortable with, or you don't want to make changes to, you know, how you eat because you prefer this way morally, physically, digestively, and all of those reasons make perfect sense, but none of them make a lot of sense as the reason that you're not taking significant action. So I wanted to make this video today or record this podcast episode today to chat to those of you who, you know, to chat to all of you. I have something to say to each of you. So those of you who want to get pregnant, right? You're on this journey because getting pregnant right now is your goal. What are you honestly doing right now to make a huge difference and to see significant change? And if you can say, hey, my lifestyle is completely different. I am doing so many tangible external changes and I'm working through these internal changes. I got this. If you can say that, awesome. You're crushing it. Keep going. You are likely going to make significant progress doing what you're doing on your own. If you're trying to get pregnant but you're unable to make those changes, which is so common, definitely do some digging, some inner digging. What is holding you back? Because your goals and your behaviors are not meshing. If your goal is to have a baby, but your behavior is still restriction of any kind, then you're not actually working towards and doing what you are saying that you're going to be doing. This is common because often you're not saying it out loud, you're not talking or working with anyone, so it's easy to kind of hide, right? So an example would be, when someone comes to us and they're super frustrated that they're not seeing any signs of progress, or they haven't got their period back and they've been trying for 3 months. And I'll be like, oh, what have you tried? And they've tried everything, right? Because they've tried gaining weight, they've tried eating more, and that's it, And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, what does gaining weight look like? Because that's a broad statement. And they'll say, well, gaining weight, I gained like 5 pounds. Oh, cool. And we'll get to this. I think my next video is actually going to be on this, but it's not like, oh my gosh, you have to gain tons and tons of weight. What it actually is though, is that when you say, oh, I've gained 5 pounds, but you're acting as though you've gained 30, like there's a disconnect. You have to be open to the idea that that's one part of the picture, but just the pure fact that you gain 5 pounds doesn't mean your period is going to come back. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, what restrictions have you stopped doing? I might name 1 or 2. And then we'll go through the Blindspot checklist. And as a part of our process, we go through different checklists that we've made as a part of our program with clients to see like, okay, are you doing these behaviors? Are you doing these behaviors? Are you doing these behaviors at different points in our time together? And we can uncover like, okay, well, hey, look, you feel like you're not, like that you've eased up on tons of restrictions, but look at all of these ones that you're still doing. And it's just really helpful to see more objectively what the reality is of the situation, which is you've only been doing this for 3 months, you've only gained 5 pounds, and you still have a ton of restriction involved. So I want to do a separate video on this, but yeah, like it's not that you're actively gaining weight, it's that you're still trying to control that. We don't actively have clients try to gain weight very often. We more so have them just stop avoiding gaining weight. And so we're always trying to get to the bottom of like, well, is that what you're doing? Or, is it something else? Okay, now to those of you who are missing their periods and are absolutely unwilling, like you're already, that you know who you are. You're like, I just don't think I'm ready to do this yet. I hear that. Like when I first went into when I first heard about HI, I was like, I'll listen to what you have to say, but I'm very skeptical about this, right? Like I'm very afraid. I'm not sure if this is for me or even my problem at all. And to those of you, it's like, look, that's a normal place to be for a few months. And if you find yourself in that position for like 6 months or a year, unable to make a single iota of change, I think it's time for you to do something different. Meaning maybe you need to, work with a professional, work with a therapist, but maybe you need to just open a personal development book of some kind. Maybe you need to go down the path of learning about the science of what's happening in your body before you're able to take the step into making the significant changes. Are you all about DIYing your recovery? Then you'll want to visit our HE Society resource store. We have created a bunch of amazing tools, guides, templates specifically to help you navigate recovery, find your own blind spots, and track your progress along the way. So you can browse through our store and you will find endless avenues to help you with your unique challenges, from our 100% free Mental Hunger Mindset Mastery workshop to our 7-day recovery kickoff challenge. We also have in-depth, budget-friendly, do-at-your-own pace courses like our Restore program. It's an incredible 10-module recovery guide that comes with access to the HA Society for a full year. The Fertility Awareness for HAs courses, teaching how to use the FAM method to track progress through recovery. The Period Recovery Game Planner, which helps you figure out your blind spots, what is and isn't serving your recovery, what are you not doing that you could be doing to help you move forward, and even journal pages and journal prompts that are designed specifically to help you with body image and mindset throughout recovery. And not only can you access these killer recovery tools from our store, but you can also head there to join the HA Society community, which is open. And by far the most valuable thing you can do for your recovery is to find a support community like this. The HA Society gives you access to live community calls multiple times a week, mini courses, and a full private podcast playlist for you to catch the replay of every single community call and get all of the HA podcast episodes early. So visit our resource store today. Take advantage of all of the tools to help you fast track your DIY recovery journey. I guarantee there's something in there specifically fitting for you that will help you on your way. So you can go to thehasociety.com/store. And now on with the show.
Or the opposite. Maybe you need to stop reading about the science of what's happening in your body and you need to turn to some of that woo-woo stuff that you're less comfortable with most of the time, like embracing your inner feminine or doing yoga or, whatever it is that is your shtick that you are running around in circles doing, unable to do anything different. You need to actively stop doing that and try the opposite, because only when we do something really different can you edge yourself towards being ready to actually make change. It's so possible for you to be on this journey, listening to this show, making significant learnings, if you will, learning information that you just didn't know about, but still be not ready to change anything out of absolute fear. So you need to do something different if it's been 6 months of just no action being taken, And then those of you who I am kind of originally started this video for, where it's do you want to get your cycle back, but because there's no immediate threat, immediate external, we call it external, meaning you can see it from the outside. Everything you're going through is internal. So internal would be I'm having body image issues, right? Or I'm just feeling worried about the future if I don't take action. Whereas external is you're seeing symptoms of osteopenia, or your hair is falling out, or you want to get pregnant but you can't. You don't have a period. Those are external, and those are the things people are more willing to take action on. And often if you're not taking action today, it's because there's not something external that's actually driving you. It's all internal, and you're waiting for the shoe to drop before you take action. So to those of you, I get it, right? You're this isn't scary enough yet. I don't want to take action yet because I'm not trying to get pregnant. I still think I can do this on my own. The reason I left you to last and went through all of the other types of people going through recovery is because I think that you'll resonate with each of them as well.
And that you don't want to be at the point where you're trying to get pregnant and you can't. Or you don't want to be at the point where you're experiencing external symptoms and you can't. And you don't want to go all the way back to, I don't think I could ever be ready for this. You're in a limbo point where you know what you want, and you need to acknowledge that just because you don't have a pressing issue right now of pregnancy or painful symptoms or discomfort, it's not a good place to be stuck. It's a really unfortunate place to be stuck. You know, I've worked with many women in that position who have made the decision to work with me, you know, so that we can get them to a place where they're taking action. It's kind of helpful to have that accountability. And it is harder, right, for them to trust in, like, hey, we're going to do this. I want you to take these steps. It's harder for them to do because it's like they don't feel like they're getting this immediate feedback, because they don't have these negative symptoms that are being resolved, or they're not like edging every day closer to having a baby. So it's harder for us to have those breakthroughs where I can just say, well, you know, what's important to us? Hey, let's go do it. You know, we have to dig deeper together to find what's important. The thing is, what I want you to know is that it's there. You're just not digging enough. You do not want to be the person who waited. You do not want that. You will be so grateful to enter into your older years not having those negative symptoms. You will be so grateful to be able to get pregnant. You will be so grateful to recover quickly postpartum, experience minimal postpartum hair loss, all of that stuff. You will be. And you will regret waiting because it wasn't pressing enough, it wasn't important enough, it didn't matter right now. It does matter right now. And I don't want to be having a conversation with you down the track where you are talking about how mad you are at yourself for not having done something different, for not having taken the plunge, for not having gotten the testing, for not having worked with the therapist, for not having hired us, Ashley and I. I just don't want that for you. So I hope that this was a little bit of a pep talk, bringing you down to reality, giving you a bit of a look in the mirror, but now feeling motivated and ready. Look, okay, that was a bit of a bummer. That was a bit of a downer. But it's never too late to start now and to just make a decision that you are ready to make significant change. I have a few ideas for you. So we have the 7-day recovery kickoff challenge, which is specifically to help you commit to the process of recovery. So recommend that. I'll link it below. The kickoff challenge is the hasociety.com/7-day-challenge. And you'll get a new video every day for 7 days that will basically take you through all of the foundational things you need to have in place, you need to be thinking about, and just get you generally motivated to commit to the process of recovery. And that's totally free. Same with the Blindspot checklist. That's really good if you are wondering, am I avoiding? Am I still restricting? Or do I need to do something different? So that's the hasociety.com/blindspot. And, you know, really come and work with us. We offer, here's the thing, we offer one-on-one coaching that gets you from stuck to having made significant progress. We take you through a very specific process. We guide you through all of your sort of blind spots and pushing through them. We help you figure out what's actually the thing that your body needs to recover. And we make sure that you're feeling confident in your body image from the inside and out. So we cover all of the bases. So it's not just like, hey, here's a nutrition plan, now go and handle it mentally on your own. Because it's really difficult. We have a whole process for that. We have a track specifically for HA just to ovulation, but also HA to pregnancy. And this is, especially if you want to get pregnant, this is something I highly recommend for you. I would skip the DIY recovery tools, of which we have plenty for those just trying to just like get their cycle back without those external pressures. But we absolutely have a track specifically for helping you recover and get pregnant as soon as possible. So I really encourage you to do that. It's a 6-month program with a whole year of email support and a no period yet guarantee. So if you haven't gotten your cycle back in that time frame, you'll have additional support for us, no extra charge. So the whole thing is for you to feel like you have a team, because you can't do this on your own. But the one thing I'm going to say to you before you even go on our page and look at that and fill out the application and book a strategy call with us, which is like a free strategy call. If you will figure out if working together is a good fit or if there are different next steps for you. The goal is for you to walk away with next steps, regardless of if it's with us or a different path. You have to be ready to make change. Do not fill out the application. Do not book the call if you're not ready to actually recover. You have to be ready to actually recover, or there's no point doing it. You don't have to know how to do it yourself, but you have to say, look, I'm afraid, but I'm ready. Otherwise, you're just gonna spin your wheels. Okay. This has been wonderful. Love you. Please, if you liked this video, if it was helpful, let me know. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. Please subscribe to the podcast, and if you could head to iTunes specifically and leave a rating or review, that would help so much because it makes it easier for other people with HA who are Googling around to find the podcast really easily. So if you do that, you're doing a service to all of the women.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought I'd care about gardening until I bought a house in the suburbs. But now I find myself in conversations about liquid fertilizer, and I wonder, am I the fertilizer guy now? No way. Everyone knows the ratio between phosphorus and nitrogen, right? Yeah, I'm still totally cool.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers.